Hey, everybody, welcome to Chapter 6 of Stories from the Market. We're so excited to be delivering these stories to you. Chapter 6, now we're going to finally finish the story of the lost decade. We introduced it earlier in chapters 1, 2, and 3, but we never quite finished the full story, which is the good part. So we talked about the S&P 500 in Chapter 1. Chapter 2, we expanded to U.S. small cap. Chapter 3, we talked a little bit about bonds and what the role they play. But if you talk to the average financial writer or journalist, all was bad in 2000 to 2009. So let's see what the market stories tell us. Here we go. So if we look at other developed countries' returns and go down to the bottom here, if you remember from previous sessions, this is where we have the most data. And it looks like other developed countries' returns are going to be somewhere in the range of maybe 9 to 12%. So let's just see how they came out during the lost decade. And as we add other developed countries in here, you see it was about 6.1%. So it was a little bit lower than what we thought it might be, but still it was a solid 6.1% at a time when the S&P 500 had a negative return. So that's good to add to our portfolio. Now let's check emerging markets. If we look at the most data we have for emerging markets, we see it's quite variable, but somewhere between around 5.5 to 10.5%. Let's see how we did during the lost decade. And as we add in emerging markets, we see in the last decade, we had 10.1% annualized return from 2000 to 2009 for the last decade. Okay, that's looking a lot more cheery there with our portfolio. What about U.S. real estate? Well, if we look at the most data we have for U.S. real estate, we see that varies from about 9 to 12%. And now we pop that into our lost decade chart here, and we see that from 2000 to 2009, the lost decade, the real estate had a 10.7% annualized return. Now that's looking pretty good there. So there's our portfolio. Now let's go see how it actually worked out in real life. So here we have performance of the O'Reilly Wealth Advisors Model 40, which means 40% stock, 60% bonds. Comparing that to the S&P 500 and the Model 100 for O'Reilly, which is the 100% stock. And we can see that the Model 40 won out with a 5.84% annualized return during that time, and the Model 100 4.2% versus the S&P 500 index minus negative 0.9% annualized return. But note here that the Model 40, which is the 60% bond portfolio, has a standard deviation of only 7.2%. So that's really awesome because that means it was not only the best return, but it also did it with less variability, which we all like. And that's what our clients who are deep in retirement and are conservative, super conservative investors, that's really nice that they end up getting the best return during that tumultuous lost decade time period. Here's what it looks like visually. Down here in the bottom, you have the S&P 500, and you can see it finished negative. And then we have the Model 100, which finished with a good return. And then we have the Model 40, the most conservative one. And because of the tumultuous time and having those bonds that did well during the tumultuous time, it won out. So the safest portfolio wins in a poor decade for the S&P 500. Diversified stocks do well. The S&P 500 is not diversified stocks, remember. And this was not a good 10-year period to be concentrated in the S&P 500. So what did we learn in today's session? Chapter 6, the lost decade was only lost if you had all your assets in the S&P 500. All other major asset classes used in prudent investing were up. And our O'Reilly Wealth Advisors' most conservative portfolio was the winning portfolio during the lost decade, which is exactly what you want, with also a low standard deviation, meaning that it was very stable. So diversification is not just important. It's the most important ingredient to get right, and that cannot be overemphasized. Again, diversification is not just important, it's the most important ingredient to get right. So thank you for joining us today. I'm not sure what's on tap for Chapter 7. I'm hopefully there's going to be one, but hope you enjoyed the first 6 chapters, and I want to wish everybody a great day out there, and hope to talk to you soon. Bye-bye.